Hey guys, Matthew Klein here, and in today's video I'll be taking these Portulacaria Afra, Dwarf Jade, pork bush, elephant bush, bacon tree, they go by many names, or spackboom, cuttings, and I'll be creating a desert landscape with them. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was take them out of my wooden crate that I actually used for vegetables and fruit. These are the cuttings that I just took out. As you can see, I'm really lucky. I got quite a lot of thick cuttings and they rooted. There's one here that doesn't have a lot of roots, but it did start to grow, so hopefully I didn't take it out of the ground now too early. But yeah, let's go and create the desert landscape out of these cuttings. Okay, first thing to always do is to secure the drainage holes with mesh. Also like to put some gravel over the drainage holes. And that just helps so that the soil doesn't flow out of it when you water the trees. Next, I'm going to put a layer of soil underneath, just a thin layer. Once the base layer of soil is in, you can start by positioning your trees. And when you create a landscape, it's best to put your tallest trees towards the front and your shorter trees to the back, and that creates a nice forest perspective. I have my tallest tree over here that I'm actually going to put on the side. I'm just gonna cut off these long roots as well. And because Portulacaria Afras, they're very top heavy, so I'm going to use quite a lot of rocks in this planting. This tree is actually just too tall, so I will have to come in and shorten it because it's just way too heavy. Some people think that Portulacaria Afras are succulents, but they are actually not succulents. if you look at the old trees in the Karoo, then you will see that they indeed grow woody trunks, and they can actually even have dead wood on them, the old trees. I'm going to take off this whole short side branch, and then you can always plant these cuttings. You just stick them in the ground and they will root really quickly. Okay, there's a really thick branch at the back. Let me show you. That I'm going to take off. Another nice cutting. I'm going to shorten this one. Okay, reduced the height quite a lot. So let's see if I can plant it now. Next up is this tree. This one is also quite heavy. So reduce the weight a little bit. I'm gonna plant this one. I'm gonna see if it will stand being this heavy, but plant this one over here. Portulacaria Afras also love full sun. I think this one is still too heavy, so I'll reduce the size a bit. So the leaves on Portulacaria Afras, on these dwarf jades, are edible, and elephants love them, but not just elephants, black rhinos and kudus also eat them, and humans can eat them as well. They're a little bit sour and acidic to taste, but and they change the acidity during the day, so in the evening they're less acidic, but you can put them in salads, or you can use it in a stew as well. Okay, I have one more tree to place. Okay, there's a storm coming. It is the next day now. I got caught up in the storm yesterday, so luckily I was finished planting, but then the storm interrupted me, so I couldn't prune some more. But yeah, let's have a closer look at the trees individually, and then I'm going to prune them up, hopefully before it rains again, because it looks like it will rain some more today. We've had temperatures of around 36 degrees Celsius for the last 2 weeks, I would say, without any rain, so that's why there's storms on it that are coming. But let's have a closer look at these trees. Okay, I'm going to start with this skinny one, and I'm going to take off this one at the bottom, so don't need trunk this short or low. Just taking a stub off there. The back, there's a couple of leaves that are dying off, so there's 2 trunks coming from one side over here. So I'm going to take off the one that goes downwards. I'm going to take off some of these ugly leaves. And to shorten it. I think for now I'm gonna leave it like that. A little bushy at the top with a skinny trunk. Next tree I'll be tackling is this center one, which is probably the thickest one that I have in here, and also the tallest. Maybe this one is also just as tall, but this one is definitely the thickest. I'm gonna take off this branch in between the two trunks. I'm going to shorten this one so that you can see the trunk better on that one. And this one might be, this one is way too low. I'm taking that off. Take off a couple of leaves. There's 2 branches that's growing, or no, 3 branches growing from the same place. So I'm thinking I'm going to take off the upright one. Next one is this one. I'll be pruning up a couple of branches on this one. Wonder if I shouldn't take off this one. This is going straight to the viewer, to the front. I'll think about it. I'm gonna take it off here. Let's have a look at the back. Let's have a look at this one. Very short and stumpy, but it's nice and fat already. Take that one off. There's one growing directly down. I'll be taking off completely. It's a stub that's pointing downwards directly. Just shorten these. Next, I'm gonna work on this one. It has a very long shoot that I'm just gonna take off there. I'll shorten it a bit. Next, I'm going to work on this one. I'm just trimming it so that it won't touch this one too much. A couple of big leaves that I can take off. Let me show you how these cuttings have healed up at the top. As you can see, these cuttings, some of these cuttings were cuttings that were cut at the top and the bottom. Like this one, you can see the top dried out completely and it feels like wood and that's why people say it's not really succulent but an actual tree, because this top part is actual wood, dried out wood. They do contain a lot of water inside them, but as you can see from these cuttings, they actually get woody at the top where they were cut off. There's a more fresher cut. I have a whole bucket full of cuttings. These cuttings, you can literally just push them into the soil and they will root in no time. Let me show you the completed planting. Portulacaria Afras are also carbon sponges. They help fight climate change and air pollution by absorbing all the carbon in the air and then converting it into plant tissue and oxygen. They can absorb between 4 and 10 tons of carbon per hectare per year. That makes them the most efficient tree to plant to help fight against air pollution and climate change. They are even more efficient than per hectare than any rainforest in the world. So make sure to plant some Portulacaria Afras in order to help fight climate change and air pollution. And that concludes the video for today. If you liked it, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, cheers.